Is SK8 the Infinity realistic? Short answer, no. Long answer, yes. Anime is a medium full of over-the-top emotions, yelling, explosions, power-ups, and all that awesome goodness that makes anime anime. The genre is full of moments that'll make you pause and just say, wow, that's an anime moment. And while I previously made a video discussing why I feel like anime is so great, despite it not really being realistic, today I want to talk about a really specific anime this season that has shown me why being unrealistic is such a good idea for anime. And that anime is SK8 the Infinity. When I heard that we were getting a skating anime, I was the happiest person out there. I always loved watching skate clips on YouTube, and when the anime was announced, I personally had been skating for about 3 months. To me, skating was always a sport that would be perfect for anime. Skating is difficult, fun, expressive, freeing, it's just a lot of awesome stuff. And while I feel like skate doesn't really capture the realism of the sport, it does capture the diversity of it. And honestly, I wouldn't choose any other anime to be the first skating anime. Anime has a long history of not being 100% realistic. It's often a dramatization of a certain part of life or a certain sport that gets animated into something a bit more cartoony and unrealistic. The best example of this has to be Dragon Ball. While I didn't watch much of Dragon Ball Z, I did watch all 153 episodes of the original Dragon Ball featuring the Kid Goku. And this was before Dragon Ball was about Goku going out in space and fighting aliens and soloing your favorite universe. No, the original Dragon Ball was when Dragon Ball was still a martial arts manga. And while shooting laser beams out of your hands may not be really realistic, the whole idea of taking a new skill and mastering it is pretty truthful to martial arts. And especially with how every fighter had their own unique fighting style, Dragon Ball was really realistic in a sense to martial arts. My point is, sports anime don't always have to be 100% truthful to the sports that they were inspired by. Okay, Louise, why are you saying all this? Well, SK8 the Infinity is nothing like skating on a very surface level sense. As much as I want to, if I tried to tape my feet onto this thing, I would probably die. And even if I wasn't a beginner, I probably wouldn't be able to take my skateboard and primo slide down a mountain. And at first, those unrealistic aspects of SK8 the Infinity really disappointed me. I was really looking forward to getting a really realistic adaptation of probably one of the coolest sports ever. Like, I really wanted something like Haikyuu, but for skating. But what we ended up getting was more along the lines of Dragon Ball, but for skating. But once I looked past the surface level of the wackiness of SK8 the Infinity, I began to appreciate the show a lot more. I want to talk about this anime from the perspective of a skater. And while I still am a beginner, I have a kind of good understanding of skate culture. Every single skater has their own style. These style differences can be as noticeable as the difference between a transition skater and a street skater, or as tiny of a difference as the different way that skaters pop their ollies. Additionally, skaters prefer different types of tricks. While some may prefer the traditional kickflips and whatnot, others may prefer skating freestyle. Basically, skating has a giant variety of tricks and different styles that you can try out and pull each little ones to basically end up creating your own style. But I feel like for people who don't really understand the nuance between differing skate tricks, it may be a little bit harder to understand that. And that's where SK8 the Infinity really shines. Our protagonist, Reiki, is your average street skater. He doesn't really have a particular style, but he dabbles in a little bit of everything when it comes to the sport. Joe and Adam are longboarders. While the S race is a downhill kind of longboardy race style, these two characters are the only ones that are actually like longboarders. With Joe's styles of making himself smaller to go down the mountain faster, and Adam literally dancing on his board. Those are two practices that you can see in longboarding. Mia, the Catboy, is your average freestyle skater. And if you don't know what freestyle skating is, I beg you to go on YouTube and search a couple clips of these, cause they're insane. And of course, Longa is a snowboarder. Longa's style isn't really a skating style so much as a snowboarder with wheels on it. I'm still trying to figure out where to put Cherry and Shadow and all this because I don't really understand how to make their styles more realistic, but you guys get the point. And I love how distinct the cast is. They each have their own personal style of skating that doesn't blend together even if they're doing the same trick. Despite it being a really good dramatization of what skating is, I found myself just genuinely enjoying watching it just because it was a good show. The comedy is good and the overall story is really compelling. Reiki suffers from being surrounded by insanely talented skaters while he himself feels like he's falling behind. And I feel like anyone can relate to him because we all have that one thing where we're not the best at, but we know someone who's amazing at it. And I really hope that by the end of the show, Reiki finds a way to overcome his weaknesses and become a great skater with Langa and the rest of the crew. And to top all this greatness of storytelling off, Skate has some phenomenal animation. Animation is probably the most important factor in any sports anime. Take one quick look at Sports Climbing Girls or Wave and you'll really notice why animation is so important to sports anime. This may just be the skater in me, but Skate's animation highlights the tricks in a way that makes it almost feel like the viewer is doing them along with the characters. One of my favorite scenes that really captured this feeling was when Langa landed his first ollie. Every skater can relate that landing that first ollie feels life-changing. You're no longer bound to skating in 2 dimensions and now you can go up. And trust me, learning an ollie takes a long time. I spent 2 months trying to learn this trick. And there's this really noticeable moment at the peak of the trick when you realize that you've done it correctly, and it feels almost as if your soul has left your body and you're seeing yourself in third person. Now that may sound cringy or dramatic, but that's how it felt to me when I landed my first ollie. And that's exactly how Langa's first ollie got animated. While it may only be a second from the moment that your tail pops off the ground and your wheels touch the floor again, this moment right here in the air feels like an eternity. And this shot of Langa in the air in front of the setting sun, kind of frozen in time, is exactly how it feels like. And at that moment, at the top of your ollie, you realize that skating has become a lot more freeing than it once was. So, being 100% honest, I was a little bit disappointed with SK8 the Infinity when it first came out. But once I set aside my unrealistic expectations, I understood why this is such a good skating anime. It captured the beauty and diversity of the sport in a way that anyone, even someone who has never touched a board in their life before, could understand it. And it honestly just made me happy to just see people skating, even if the skating was hella unrealistic. So to answer the question posed at the start of the video, is SK8 the Infinity realistic? Yes. I feel like this anime really captures the essence of what it means to skateboard and does it in a way that is easy for anyone to understand. So while you may not be able to go out there and primo slide down a mountain like Mia did, you can go out there and learn how to skate and pick up your own individual style and just have fun. What I personally love so much about skating is that there's no right or wrong in this sport. It's everything is just how creative can you be. And what better way to portray creativity than in an anime in which the characters are clowns, catboys, and characters with skateboards that have Siri implemented in them. And if you guys want to hear my opinions on future anime that are going to be coming out in this upcoming spring season, be sure to drop a subscribe and hit that little notification bell icon right next to it so that you don't miss a future post. And folks, that wraps it up for this video. Thanks again for watching until the end. It really, really means a lot. If you guys made it this far, be sure to drop a like and comment. I want to know, do you guys skate too? Also, what are your guys' thoughts on SK8 the Infinity? Let me know in the comment section down below. And until next time, peace out guys.